I think there were a lot of questions going into it. What was it going to feel like? Was it going to be an all-star game? What was the level going to be like? As far as how were players viewing it? And I think that got answered pretty quickly just on the first night against Sweden. I think you saw the passion, and then it just continued to build and build, and you saw the attention and how much it meant to people. And obviously in Canada we have a lot of pride with being Canadian, but also for hockey as well. And I think our group felt that, and meant a lot that we could find a way to pull it out tonight.
Mitchie makes a great play. That's a great play. It's kind of the system, that box and one system. The centerman and the D-man can kind of go. So if they get crossed up, that spot can be open. And Mitchie did a great job of finding it. Yeah, just couldn't believe it, really. Just excited for our group, honestly. Everybody was so dug in. Starts, months and months and months ago with management going out and picking the team, and the coaching staff coming together, and then obviously the players doing what we do. It's been a big production, and it's just sweet to have it all come together.
Something Connor McDavid said there that you were excited about.
Yeah, you don't hear him talk X's and O's, but I thought it was really cool how he talked about the box and one defensive zone system, which is what the United States was doing. And it's a discretion thing. If the defenseman can get to the guy in the corner, he'll go. If the centerman can get there, he'll go. But if it's like a tie or there's a little uncertainty, that leaves that pocket of ice open in the middle, and that's exactly what happened for McDavid. That's why he was open, and interesting to hear him talk about that and be so honest about it.
Okay, Sidney Crosby. A lot of people, you and I both talked about this. It is sort of a passing of the torch from Crosby to McDavid, but at the same time, Crosby was one of the best players of the tournament for Canada. 2026 seems very realistic at this point.
Oh, 100% it is. But, you think about what Sidney Crosby brought to the table this entire tournament. He was the guy that Team Canada looked to for so many things. Leadership, off the ice, on the ice. You go back to the Finland game, and he's the one who has the big hit at center ice and puts out the fire, and the Finns were really, throwing everything they had at Canada. A number of big assists, setting the tone early in this tournament for his team as far as, what kind of performance they're going to have with a big three-point game. Sidney Crosby was unbelievable. And tonight, it wasn't the Crosby show. And maybe that's different than in the past where, the golden goal or the big last finale game, that's kind of Sidney Crosby's time to shine.
Yeah.
Well, it was Connor McDavid that had the moment. But I would argue that, everything that Sid did leading up to it really laid the foundation for Connor to have that moment. And, maybe it is a little bit of a passing of the torch on the international scale.
And here's the other thing. The player of the tournament was Nathan MacKinnon.
Yeah, it was fun. I think the Four Nations kind of caught on fire. I'm sure everyone didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, questions about it being an all-star game, things like that. Obviously, people didn't really know, the players' mindsets coming in, and rightfully so. You never really know, but guys took this very seriously when you represent your country. So yeah, obviously, all the guys. Egoless, selfless. Really cool to be a part of a group like that.
Should he have won tournament? He was great, but
yeah.
Should he have won tournament MVP?
I don't have a problem with him winning tournament MVP. He was so consistent, good production, scores in this game as well. Kind of, gets the party started for Canada. So, Nathan MacKinnon's game speaks for itself. He's a raging bull and had the intensity that this tournament needed. And, every player seemingly has been asked about, was it going to be an intense tournament? Were you guys going to be, was it going to be a glorified all-star game? It's almost offensive to ask that at this point, or to imply that, because, when you're wearing your national colors, it's just simply not the case. There's too much pride on the line. And for Nathan MacKinnon, I think he really embodied the intensity and the energy and the physicality that this tournament was going to have.